Thank you, Nate. Nate, I'm unable to see the live on the Facebook page. Oh, wait, no. Now I can see it. Okay, I can see myself with like a 5-second delay. This is super creepy.
Yes, you're gonna want to mute that.
I did. I muted that.
There you go.
Nate, do you want me to wait until a parent arrives, I'm assuming?
So parents are not going to be joining us on Zoom. They're going to be joining us via Facebook.
Okay. Oh, I see we got some folks watching us.
Yep. So feel free to start whenever you're ready.
All right. Nate, one more technical support question before we jump in. I see the video of me and Ava and Sui. I don't see the comments. Will those just show up underneath and I can kind of answer questions as they come in?
Yeah, if you're watching the live stream, you should see the comments coming in once they start. Yep.
All right. Well, it looks like we've got a few folks who are joining us on this special occasion. So thank you. We're going to be starting in just a few moments. For those families who are joining this Facebook Live, and if I have not met you yet, my name is Principal Phenix. I am the principal at Fremont International Academy, and I am very excited to kick off the enrollment for the upcoming 21-22 school year. Just a quick note, if your child currently attends Fremont, you're all set. You don't need to worry about this information. You probably got this from me a couple times before. This information is designed for families who are interested in sending their child to Fremont for this upcoming school year. We are also going to be monitoring the questions on the Facebook Live. So if you're following us via Facebook Live and you have questions or comments, please feel free to add those and I will try to address questions real time as we step through our presentation. Also, just one more quick note before we begin. Because this information is fresh, we are actually working on finalizing our translations for our non-English speaking families, because we want to make sure they are supported and have this information as well. And so with that, to start with, I wanted to invite Sui, one of our Burmese speaking staff members at BCPS, to share a quick note to any Burmese speaking families before we begin. Sui, you want to unmute and you can go ahead. Sui, you are still muted. Do you know how to unmute?
Okay.
There you go.
Okay. Mingala nya ni khimashin jama karo silon tray phit pare di assisi ma mi ba mya pawin pe de atwat jaung jesu athu tin pare di assisi le ma tin ti lu to mi khun mya shi ba ka sakapyan tha pe tha ra phit pare to ya twin di tin set mu pyut lou ni sin atwin ma ro ba ta pyan pe ma ma hau bu no yakhu lachi ma chanaw to ane ne I achang aya ne patet to ba ta pyan su mu ne Atan yai go chingo look be tara pipare, Majami a chain doing ma, yatlin yachin, Jamaru, mi bamya tanto, wimya bedwama pipare, Kanmanchi apie, Bata pian pawine, din semhugo, Majami a chain doing ma, Janoru, Celebiro, look sound to ma pipare, Alongo a tobe dizu dimare, Tilure mikuni shide solution, Jamasimale, Dayai, Satoinai mare, Alongo, dizu dimare.
Thank you, Sui. I appreciate you. And then I know, Sui, you have to go to your next presentation, so we'll see you later.
Yes. See you.
Thank you, Sui. And then for those families who are native Spanish speakers, we have Ms. Leewald, who actually wanted to share a quick note before we start as well. Ms. Leewald, go ahead.
Hola, buenas tardes. La Academia Internacional Fremont va a hacer su presentación esta tarde Tenemos algunos padres escuchándonos. El señor Brando Phenix, director de la institución, es el que nos va a acompañar y nos va a dirigir. Esta sesión no es para los padres que ya tienen a sus niños inscritos, es para los padres que desean inscribir a sus niños y saber cómo está instituida la escuela. ¿Ok? Va a haber algunas preguntas, yo las voy a responder, preguntas y respuestas. Hay una información que acaba de salir y hay otra información que va a salir en español en un futuro cercano. Gracias y buenas tardes y bienvenidos a nuestra sesión en español también. Gracias.
Thank you, Ms. Leewald. And I know Ms. Leewald will be staying on our call to answer any questions for families who are Spanish speakers as well. With that, I am going to get started because it's about 5:08 right now. And for any families that are following along, again, I'm going to share my screen in just a moment and walk through some slides to share some background information. We really want this to be interactive. So if you have questions about anything I share or anything that pops up, please feel free to share those on the Facebook Live, and I will try to address those questions real time as they come up. In the meantime, let me share my screen. Give me 1 second.
Mr. Brandon.
Yes.
Mr. Phenix. I can go, no, I can out.
Hey,
Oh, you can't leave the meeting? Sui, you can just
Yes.
X out.
yeah, just Sui, if you just hit leave, and then if you want to give me a call, if you need, I can help you out.
Yeah, yes, so I can leave.
Yes.
Yes, kick me off.
All right.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Bye,
the
Sui, I
red
miss
button
you.
at the bottom. There you go.
There we go. Sui was just banned from the rest of the Fremont call, unfortunately. Sorry.
Hey, Nate, would you mind also giving me permission to share my screen? If that's possible. So for those families who are following along, if you have not met him, Nate Hunt is the communications manager for BCPS Public Schools. He also has a child here at Fremont, a very talented young man we are glad to have. So all that to say, Nate also is a great resource if you have questions. All right, so hopefully everyone can see this screen. All right, let me go over some information. First, a little bit about Fremont. So for those of you who are unfamiliar with Fremont, wait, what is Fremont? What's all the buzz about? We are two things that distinguish us from other schools in the area. The first is that we are a magnet school, which essentially means that our school does not have traditional boundaries, right? Based on where you live, it does not matter. As long as you live in this county, your child is eligible to attend Fremont. We are also an international baccalaureate school. That's typically a term you hear about a lot of schools on the east side of the state. The IB is an education organization that is founded in Switzerland. Essentially, their goal is to create students who are global citizens and make sure they develop a sense of curiosity, become internationally minded. Those are some of the seeds we plant here at Fremont, which is why we strive to see our students as internationally minded critical thinkers. So this is our vision and mission statement. So our students are caring, open-minded, and reflective, lifelong thinkers who positively impact the world. And within that vision statement, actually, is a couple of the International Baccalaureate learner attributes that we also emphasize with our students here at Fremont. So these are the 10 learner attributes. And so in many schools, you might hear these at the elementary level talked about as character development traits. These are the same 10 learner attributes that are shared throughout all IB schools across the globe, and the same ones that we emphasize with our students. It may seem like these are, some of these things are very challenging for like something as young as a 4 or 5-year-old to understand. We try to bring it down to their level and understand the daily choices we make. How do I represent and show these attributes? So what does it mean to be an IB school? Well, day to day, a lot of things that we do here at Fremont are pretty similar to what most students experience in an elementary school setting, right? So we have all 4 core subjects. Our students get math, science, English language arts, history, social studies. We have daily Spanish language instruction for all students in K4. Teachers create their own units to develop as part of inquiry for the International Baccalaureate program. So essentially what that means is that the IB is not a program we bought. It is something that we are creating, that our teachers develop and build and refine and create with feedback and input from students. And it's very much unique to what we do here at Fremont. We still have daily specials classes. We have art and PE. We talk a lot about world cultures, right? So as part of that for us, we do our Dia de los Muertos celebration every year in October. During the holidays, we do a Holidays Around the World celebration. We do an IB showcase in February. So a lot of it for us is how do we thread all that global mindset through everything we do, character building being a big part of that as well. So one of the biggest things that we are very proud of here at Fremont is our Spanish focus. So all of our students in K3 get Spanish instruction every single day. And we also have a phenomenal Spanish instructor. Benefits of that, right? Obviously, parents want to start planting that seed early on for students to have bilingual fluency, to have that improved listening and critical skills, but also to be able to connect with folks who maybe don't share the same background, and to understand that actually we chose Spanish strategically. Spanish is the second most spoken language in the world behind Mandarin, right? So there's a reason we chose that for our students. Another big piece that comes up a lot through the IB piece is teaching kids what it means to learn, right? So what does that look like? How do we incubate students to become knowledgeable and caring young people? And that's part of our focus for the instruction we provide here, right? So what sort of problem solving or inquiry critical thinking skills that we develop? We talk about empathy, we talk about character connected to those learner attributes. One of the things that I want to clarify, we've had parents ask in the past, is this a gifted and talented school? Nope, we have children who are way below grade level, children who are way above grade level, and everywhere in between. We have children who have IEPs and other needs. This is not a school that is designed for a certain type of kid. We make our school work for every sort of kid because we believe that the IB model applies to every student fundamentally as a learner. And of course, one of the big things that we're so excited to be is sort of that foundation in the Bearcat Advantage, right? Starting to build and grow students at a young age to prepare them for life and beyond, right? And so we talk about what does it mean for our students to feed into BC STEM, the high school career academies, Math Science Center, opening those doors for students at a very, very young age. So a couple things about how does this work for Fremont, right? There's no testing required to get in. We require an application for parents and families to apply, and then they're selected via a randomly computerized selection process. So there's no application, right? The application itself, or excuse me, there is no testing. The application itself is literally 4 questions. You know, your child's age, birth date, address, phone number. That's about all we need. Now there is one caveat. So next year we will have 2 pre-K classrooms again, and those students must be 4 years old before September 1st to attend. That's part of the requirements shared by the ISD when it comes to pre-K students. So applications for this year, right? And it seems early, but we start early because it fills up quick. So the application window, we use a program called SchoolMint, will open on February 22nd. And that is for students who are interested in joining for the 21-22 school year. The deadline is April 11th, which I think is the Friday after spring break this year. And that's when we will share and announce to families who has been selected. Applications have to be completed, obviously, before they submitted. And of course, we have lots of opportunities to answer any questions you may have. So here's some important dates just to keep in mind. So the application window opens on the 22nd. 3 days after that, we're actually doing our virtual IB showcase. We did this in person last year, unfortunately. We're unable to do it in person, but we have an awesome plan to virtually share for this year. So if you are a parent that wants to see what student learning looks like in action, we have our student showcase happening this year on Thursday, February 25th. Then the applications are due, and then the following week, we will notify families who's been accepted and who's been on the wait list. And we'll also tell you this, if we are full in a particular grade and your child is on the wait list, I would tell you not to lose heart, because many times, you know, from between April and August, families change their mind, they move, circumstances happen, and as a result, we do go to the wait list frequently to fill open spots. So don't be discouraged if you end up on the wait list, there's still a chance. And then in August, we have Fremont Student Family Orientation, and school is going to begin. Let me close this screen and see what questions there are that I can answer. I'm going to stop sharing my screen for a second. Oh, someone misses going to Fremont. We miss having you here as well. Okay, here we go. I see some questions. Ms. Babcock. If our children are accepted into the GSRP program, will they have a spot the following year in kindergarten? Absolutely. So any child who is accepted pre-K through fourth automatically gets a spot at Fremont the following year. Now we do ask parents every year, early February, if they're not going to come back, just so we can plan accordingly. But yeah, once students are in, they're always in, GSRP included. Good question, Ms. Babcock. And I hope you're doing well. Good to see your name pop up. I'm also going to put my phone number in the comments on the Facebook Live. If you ever have questions, you are welcome to text me anytime. I'm a texter. It's just easier for me. So if you ever have any questions, you're wondering what's going on with this, blah, 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 I would love to be able to answer your questions ASAP. This year, as you can imagine, it's a little more challenging. Historically, we've done tours and visits and kindergarten roundup. We're still trying to figure out what those things look like, because ultimately we want to make sure that you have all the information you need to make the best decision for your student. But in the interim, I would definitely recommend, please run any questions by me. Let me also share with you an FAQ document that is very helpful. So a lot of times when families want to know about the nitty-gritty of the school, like the schedule and the uniform, because we do have common dress guidelines here for students and things like that, this is a great resource. If you click on that link that says bit.ly/Fremont questions, it has about 12 or 13 points you can look at. It's also translated into Spanish, and it goes through what is IB, what's our schedule like, what does Spanish instruction look like, things along those lines. Hey, Rebecca, thanks for the wave. Good to see you. I'm going to pause for a second and see if any other questions come through on the Facebook Live. All right. So to clarify for next year, because some people have been asking this, when we opened our school last school year, we originally started as a pre-K through second grade building. This current school year, we started in August, we added third grade. So last year's second graders became third graders. This coming August, those same third graders will become fourth graders, right? So we'll be a pre-K 4. And eventually the goal is to be built out to be a K-5 building once we're fully grown out in the next few years. That is the vision, right? So for those parents who are thinking about sending their students early, we will eventually become a K-5 building, I think in 2 years. Also, keep an eye out in 2024, we will be, in 2024 will be the 100-year anniversary of Fremont as a building. If you come to the corner of Emmett and Central Street, you will see one of the stones that says 1924 is the year it was built. We're going to be blowing it out for the 100-year celebration here at Fremont. Again, if I have any questions, if there are any questions you have that I have not answered, please feel free to put those in the comments. You are also welcome to, if you're on our live videos page, because we do a lot of stuff on our Facebook page, check out some previous live videos of activities with our students and things like that. And I would also recommend definitely taking a look at the frequently asked questions document. For a lot of families, when it comes to before and after care, things along those lines, a lot of those answers are right there when you think about the nitty-gritty logistical details of what it means to for the day-to-day for your student at Fremont. All right. I'm going to wait and see if any other questions come in. So far, we're looking pretty good. All right. Well, again, for those of you who may be just joining us, my name is Mr. Phenix. I am the principal at Fremont International Academy. And to clarify, this information for enrollment for the upcoming 21-22 school year is intended for families who currently do not have a child at Fremont. So if you are interested in bringing your child to Fremont next year and your child is going to be entering pre-K kinder, first, second, third, or fourth, this information is for you. If you are one of my current parents who already has a student here, you're good to go. You're already in. You may have already heard this pitch, but you're welcome to stick around. I also made sure to share in the comment section of the Facebook Live. That is my work cell phone number. So if you are a texter and you have questions, you are welcome to send me questions anytime and I will respond. I'm also checking my phone just in case someone texted me while we were live. And no one has yet, but I just wanted to check. Oh, I got a question here. So Jamie Lynn asked, is it too late to sign up or are there any spots on the before and after care program? So in regards to Jamie, this current school year, our before and after care program is full, in case you're asking about this current school year. And part of the challenge for us has been that there have been new restrictions because of COVID protocols, and we were not able to offer before and after care to as many students as we have historically. We are hoping, and this is based on guidance from the health department in the state, to be able to increase the number of seats that we offer next year for before and after care. Our before and after care program here at Fremont is actually offered in partnership with the local Y. So it is before care is offered 5 days a week starting at 7 a.m. Doors open at 7 a.m. And then after care is Monday through Thursday up until 6 p.m. The sign up for before and after care takes place every August with our open house in August. So families who are already in the program obviously get to keep their seats if they need it again. And then we invite new families to apply. And it's kind of the same way we do a randomized computer selection process for applications for seats at Fremont, same process for any before and after care seats that are open. I will tell you that our very first year in the 1920 school year, we had over 100 kids who were using our before and after care program, and we were able to accommodate almost every single family. Again, because of restrictions this year, that's been much more challenging, but our hope is always to be able to offer that to families who need that. So that's part of the push-pull, right, is we actually don't know about before and after care offerings until August every year. Hopefully I answered your question, Jamie, but if not, please feel free to text me for clarification. All right. Let me see if there are any other questions rolling in. Hey, Nate, how's it going so far? How are we sounding?
Sounds good. We've covered a lot of the important stuff. Did you touch on transportation already?
Good question. Thank you. So for those families who are wondering about transportation, yes, we offer busing here at Fremont. The busing is a little trickier, right? Because we bus anywhere within the BCPS district. And so we work with Dean Transportation like every other BCPS school does. And so the majority of the students, I would say probably more than half of our students actually get picked up. They're car riders. We have about a quarter of our students who are bus riders, and then we have probably another quarter, I'm averaging, who are before and after care students who get picked and drop off on a separate schedule. But yes, we do have busing, and if that is something you need when your student is, if your student is offered a seat in the spring, then we would work with our partners at Dean Transportation to get that sorted out. There are a couple rules, like for example, if you live within a 1 mile radius of the school, that's considered too close. So we don't offer busing for anybody who lives that close. And then there's some other caveats as well, but if that is something you're concerned about, I can check your address if you'd like to text me and I can help you out with that. Good, Jamie, I'm glad I was able to answer your question. For those of you who are just joining us, we are actually gonna be doing a flip here in a minute because some families have started off by joining Principal Tashawn Harden on the BC STEM Facebook Live that is happening right now. And this is for students who are interested in Fremont. At the 5:30 mark, we're going to do a little bit of a flip. I will kind of reset and then start my presentation again. So if you would like to stay because you enjoyed it so much the first time, you'd love to get a double dose, that's terrific. You are also welcome to chat any questions you may have or text me as well. But we're going to wait a few minutes for those folks from BC STEM to potentially switch, and then we'll start fresh after that. Thank you again to everyone who made time to come out and join us. I hope this was informational for you as well. Ava, how you doing so far? Ava, you're doing great. Keep it up, buddy.
Good. So anything you want me to say, just tell me. I'm ready with my pencil, writing everything.
If I get something, I will let you know. Also, Ava, I don't want to brag, but when you were doing your little speech in the beginning, I feel like my Spanish is getting sharper. I understood 80% of what you said.
You see? Good.
I feel bad because I'm very thirsty and it's been a long day, so I'm a little bit tired. So I am going to take a drink from my Mountain Dew.
Okay.
While we do this, Mountain Dew is not a sponsor of Fremont or BCPS, but I am going to take a drink.
But I need to bring you a hot salsa. That way you can start speaking better Spanish more.
Muy bien. Thank you, Chandra. I appreciate it. Thanks for coming. And for anybody who's still here, I'm going to continue to watch the live stream for any comments or questions that come through. And Nate, I did catch your G-chat. Thank you. I was struggling when I shared my screen via Zoom. It wasn't letting me watch both windows, but I think I figured it out.
Sounds good. FYI too, I shared the link here to the BC STEM for anybody that wants is looking to head on over there. They should be starting their second session here. I've got them going on another screen, so it's looking like they're mostly wrapped up, I think, if folks want to head over there.
Thank you, Nate. Nate, one question. Oh, do we need to, when we start the second round, would you like me to start with Sweet and Ava doing their message first again?
I think that since we covered it on both sessions that began at the same time, really, we should be covered, because the only people who would have needed to, who might not have seen that, would be those. Well, there wouldn't really be anyone, because if somebody watched BC STEM and then wanted to watch Fremont, they'd be coming over. So for the second one, so I think we're good.
Okay, thank you, Nate. You've been an invaluable part of the team. We appreciate you. All right, Ava, I am watching the numbers on our stream to see if we get some more folks jumping in here in just a moment. So for anyone who is jumping in, and I see we got a few folks coming in to follow us on Facebook Live. Oh, they're coming, Ava. Here we go. We're up to like 10.
Hey, I wanted to mention too, I did add, I don't know if you saw it in the chat there, but I added that link for folks that want to sign up to receive, possibly a reminder, since that application date starts a couple of weeks out now still. And that is also available up on your website at the top of your battlepeakpublicschools.org/Fremont International Academy.
Good call. Thank you, Nate. I would also say, Nate, that link you shared, that'd be a great opportunity to use our fancy new BCPS shortener, right?
It would, if I had an extra 5 minutes.
No worries, Nate. No worries. We got you.
But that's what I would say. If for a shortened version, you could just send them to your website and let them know there's a button there at the top for right now.
Good call. Thank you, Nate. So for those of you who are joining us right now and maybe coming from the BC STEM Facebook Live, hello. My name is Brandon Phenix. I am the principal here at Fremont International Academy. I am also joined by Ava Lewald. Ava, you want to wave if folks can see you? I think they can. Ava is one of our English language learner resource teachers here at Fremont, and also providing translation for any families who are native Spanish speakers. So if you have questions, you are welcome while I am sharing to type those directly into the Facebook Live, and we will try and answer those as they come up. One point of order for folks who are just joining us, just an FYI. This information is intended for families whose children currently do not attend Fremont. If your student currently attends Fremont, you're all set. You probably have heard this spiel from me several times. This information is actually intended for families that would like to send their student next year. And next year for the 21-22 school year, specifically looking for students who are entering pre-K, kinder, first, second, third, or fourth grade. All right. Also, if you just joined us, if you can look and scroll down through the Facebook comments that have been posted to date, there's some stuff that may be of interest to you. So I shared, I can't see it anymore, but if you scroll down, you should be able to see my phone number. My cell phone number, 269-849-9119. If you have questions after the fact or would like to text me to run something by me or schedule a time to hop on the phone together, please let me know. I am a texter. That is one of the easiest ways to get a hold of me. So please feel free to do that. There is also shared in the Facebook Live comments a link to the frequently asked questions document. So I am going to share my screen in just a moment and go through some overarching information regarding our school. The frequently asked questions document is very helpful for kind of the granular nitty-gritty stuff. So if you have questions about our common dress guidelines, if you have questions about the schedule, before and after care, what is IB, things along those lines, that's a great place to get those answers, and those are both in English and Spanish. And with that, I am going to share my screen and jump into our presentation. All right. So let me go back to the first slide. Okay, Fremont International Academy. What is Fremont? Many of you probably know the history already of Fremont. Our school was shut down for 3 years and reopened last August 2019 as a new academically rigorous elementary magnet school based on the IB program. So what does that mean? Well, let's talk about magnet first. Unlike a lot of traditional elementary schools in our area, our school is considered a magnet, which means there's no boundaries. The students who attend here have to apply to get in. And we're going to talk later on about what that application process looks like, but there's no traditional boundary for our school. Anybody who lives in this county can attend Fremont. We are also the first international baccalaureate school in the county. For those of you who are familiar with the IB model, that program is typically something you see at the high school level for a lot of schools on the east side of the state of Michigan. Essentially, IB is an organization that was founded in Switzerland about 50-some years ago by a group of educators. The idea was, how do we start to create and develop and grow students that are internationally minded, right? They think globally, they think about what their peers are doing across the globe. They have curiosity, they have an open mind, they want to learn about other cultures and backgrounds. So at Fremont, one of our big goals is, how do we grow and see our students as internationally minded critical thinkers? So this is our vision and our mission statement. So for our vision statement, Fremont International Academy students are caring, open-minded, and reflective lifelong thinkers who positively impact the world. And actually within that vision statement, there's several of our IB learner attributes that we draw on as well. So part of the IB program is that there are 10 learner attributes that are taught globally at all of these schools. And for those of you who may be familiar with character development or character education at the elementary level, essentially these are the skills and traits that we focus on modeling and recognizing within our students. You may think some of these are pretty big words. Well, we try and make them grounded and explain for students on a day-to-day basis. What does it mean to be open-minded? What does it mean to be principled? What does it mean to be a thinker? And we use that language at a very early age, starting with our pre-K students. So what does this look like on a day-to-day basis? Essentially, a lot of what you would see at Fremont on a day-to-day basis looks pretty similar to most elementary schools. So we have all 4 core subjects here, English, math, science, history, social studies. All of our students in grades K4 get daily Spanish instruction. Our goal within the Spanish instruction is that by the time your student leaves Fremont as a 5th grader, they take a proficiency exam, and that proficiency exam lets them earn high school credit for Spanish 1. That is the backwards design. That's how we kind of prep students to prepare to be ready for high school. We have teacher-created units of inquiry. So part of the IB is not something we just bought, and it's not a package we unwrapped and rolled out with our teachers and students. The International Baccalaureate program is very much something that we grow and develop. So teachers have a hand in creating and designing and refining our units of inquiry based on student interest, based on what we're working on as a school and things along those lines. That's what makes it so unique to us at Fremont. Students here still have daily specials. They have art, they have PE. We talk a lot about world cultures. That comes through in our Dia de los Muertos celebration at the end of October, in our yearly holiday program, talking about holidays around the world, in our IB showcase. And then we talked already about the character building piece through the IB learner profile attributes. The big thing that a lot of parents really love, we have an amazing Spanish teacher at Fremont, is the Spanish instruction here. So many parents are already familiar, with some of these benefits, right? We want our students to gain that bilingual fluency, to improve their critical thinking and listening skills. And part of that global stretch, right? We want students to be able to understand what it means to speak a second language. We have been very fortunate to have students come to Fremont who already speak Spanish natively. And that's terrific because in our opinion, those students already have a superpower that they are bringing to school, and that is something we want to celebrate. Another piece that's really critical in the IB program is the idea of how to learn, right? How do we give students the agency to figure out how to be a learner and think about thinking in some ways? And so for us, that looks like a couple different things. That looks like inquiry and problem solving. That looks like communication, keeping an open mind, empathy. And again, a lot of these soft skills tie into the learner profile attributes and the skills that we are developing in our students. I'm really excited to be part of the BCPS Bearcat Advantage, because when you think about the work we are doing here at Fremont and growing amazing Bearcats starting in pre-K and all the way through up till 5th grade in a few years, we think a lot about what does it look like for those students to eventually attend BC STEM, the career academies at the high school, the Math Science Center. We want students to have access to enrichment opportunities and kind of be growing and being pushed to develop all the way pre-K through 12th grade here at BCPS. So let's talk logistics for a second. And this is a very handsome picture of Nate Hunt and his son Liam, who is also a student here at Fremont. What does it mean? How do I join Fremont? Well, first, there is an application, but there's no test. One of the things we've had to clarify with families in the past is Fremont is not a gifted and talented school. We have children that are way above grade level here. We have children that are way below grade level here. We have everything in between. We have children with IEPs and exceptionalities. Doesn't matter. All of those students find success with what we do here. So the first step, which we'll talk about in just a moment, is the application. And there's literally 4 questions on it, right? Like the student's name, birth date, phone number, address, that's about it. There is no test to get in or things like that. Parents complete that application through our partners at Schoolmint, and then in early April, we push a button and they run a computerized selection process to randomly select people to choose open spots. The only caveat when it comes to requirements is any children who are applying for pre-K, they must have turned 4 before September 1st. That's a requirement from the county who partner with us to run our GSRP program. So here's sort of the timeline for this year. Applications for the upcoming 21-22 school year. First, they will open on February 22nd. And then they will close, I think that's the week after spring break is over, which is April 11th. You submit your application electronically. It's super simple. We'll share that link when it is ready, and then we'll notify you after that if your student has received a spot or not. So here's sort of the outline for the dates. Let me clarify. So April 17th through May 8th is when you will hear back from us, and you will hear one of 2 things. Either A, your student is being offered a seat at Fremont for next year, would you like to accept? Or B, your student has been waitlisted. And I will tell parents who sometimes get discouraged about their child being waitlisted, don't be discouraged. There's a lot of movement on our rosters between April and August. Families move, circumstances change, things along those lines. So we do go back to the waiting lists frequently to see if folks are still interested, particularly in the 11th hour in August. So if you don't automatically get accepted, don't lose hope. There's still plenty of opportunities. And then of course, August is when we kick things off with the new school year as well. I'm gonna stop sharing my screen for just a moment and see what other questions may have come up that I can answer. So if you have a question about anything that I had just shared, please feel free to go to the Facebook Live and add under the comments, and myself or Ms. Leewald, we can answer any questions you have. I would also say, for those of you who are just joining us, linked on the Facebook Live is a Fremont Frequently Asked Questions document, and that is where if you have questions about before and after care, about our common dress guidelines, about the daily schedule, that's a great place to get some of those logistical answers that you might need in order to make an informed decision. Let me pause for just a moment. I'm going to catch my breath and see if any questions have come in through the Facebook Live. Oh, Miss Bess, thank you for asking. Do current students have to reapply? No, you do not. So any student who is currently at Fremont, you're automatically in from here on out. Now here's, Ms. Bess, one thing that if you could help me clarify. A lot of our older students here at Fremont have siblings that may want to come for pre-K and kindergarten. We do have sibling priority. So as part of the application process through Schoolmint, siblings do get priority. They get first choice when it comes to open seats. However, a couple parents last year contacted me a little frantic in August to say like, hey, I've got a little sibling and we never applied. So if you do have a younger sibling that would like to attend, they still need to apply. However, they're given priority when it comes to filling open seats if a brother or sister already attends at Fremont. But that said, current students, you're good to go. And just to share with folks who may be wondering, this current school year, the 2021 school year, we offer pre-K, kinder, first, second, and third. Next school year, the 21-22 school year, we'll be moving our third graders up to fourth grade. So we'll be pre-K through fourth grade. The year after that is when we'll be completely built out and we'll be offering fifth grade at Fremont. So that is always our vision, is to go all the way up to fifth grade. Miss Bess, I hope that answered your question. Thank you for asking. I also shared my phone number in the chat, and Nate, I don't know if you feel comfortable pinning that to the top if folks have questions. I see you pinned the FAQ. Thanks for doing that. But for anyone who has questions, maybe you're a little too shy to speak up right now or to post yours on Facebook Live, you are welcome to text me anytime, and I will answer any questions you have. Oh, let me talk about transportation. Thank you, Nate. So if your student needs busing, yes, we do offer busing here at Fremont. We bus all over the district. We only offer busing within the district, which is the same as the other elementary schools. The only caveat that families should consider if you are looking into busing is that there's a 1 mile radius rule. If you live within a mile of the school itself, that's too close for busing. If you are concerned and you guys think you'll need busing in order to make a decision for your student, I suggest to parents go ahead and just send me a text and we can look at your address on the map and make sure that works. And then if your child receives a seat, when you accept in April or May, usually during the month of June, it's when we work with our partners from Dean Transportation to get busing figured out, right? So that's all sorted out before August and before school starts. That's a good one. Thank you, Nate. Another important link that I would also share, if you open the Fremont Frequently Asked Questions document, you will find a link in there that talks more about our common dress guidelines. So that's always a big one for families as well. Okay, so you have a uniform. What does it look like? Well, we actually developed our uniform 2 years ago before we opened in conjunction with a couple of our parents. And the idea is twofold. How do we do this in a way that keeps it really simple and inexpensive for families, right? This is why we chose dark colors, in case kids get things dirty, because they tend to, but also create a sense of uniformity and cohesiveness within our school, so that the focus is on learning, right? And I will tell you, we've had a lot of great feedback from families about how easy the dress code is, both in terms of being affordable and easy to understand, but not having to fight with kids in the morning about what to wear, right? They lay out their uniforms, makes it a lot simpler. That's something I would also click on and take a look at if you had questions. That's in the FAQ document. Another thing also that's in the FAQ, we talked about specials. So this year and last year, we have offered both art and PE. It's still up in the air, but a lot of parents have asked, why don't you guys offer music yet? A lot of that is based on enrollment with the students, because our specialist teachers are actually scheduled centrally through downtown, the administrative offices. So depending on the numbers, I've actually started speaking with the amazing Wes Seeley about this, but we are hoping to be able to offer music, if not this year, then the year after that when it comes to specials. And that's just been part of our growth, right? The bigger our school gets, the more things we can offer. Nate, keep G-chatting me. This stuff is fire, man. If there's other stuff you think I need to be touching on, thank you for that. And for everyone else, if you have questions or things you need to know, please feel free to pop into our Facebook Live comments. Let me know if you have any other questions that we can answer during this time together. And feel free to text me as well if you'd like. I'm going to take a quick pause to see what other questions we have. A quick Mountain Dew break. And yes, I know Mountain Dew is poison and bad for you, and I'm trying to drink less of it. But it's a little pick-me-up before I head home. Let me look at our Facebook Live and see what other questions have popped up. All right, thank you, Nate. We're going to do a last call for any remaining questions that folks may have, and I'm looking at the Facebook Live. All right. Well, we are going to stop here, but I first wanted to say thank you to everyone who joined us this evening. And again, if you have questions, please do not hesitate to reach out to us. You should also sign up for the application reminder email that is linked on our Facebook page if you'd like to be a reminder on February 22nd when the Schoolman application launches. But again, if you have questions, feel free to text me anytime, reach out to us directly. In the meantime, I hope you have a great evening and thank you very much. Take care.